Hey, it's minecraftmak, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode, I think, 6.5 or something like that. It's another one of those behind-the-scenes episodes, and I think this is my second. Now, I got a few things about my YouTube channel before I actually start, or this Minecraft Let's Play. First off, this isn't actually a part of the Moving On Up episode 7. I like to title it the same as the one before it, just because usually they're the same footage. For example, in my lava mining behind the scenes, it was actual footage from the episode lava mining. This one actually was a whole different footage, but it was me building again, in addition to a little bit of mining and chopping wood, but it was me building, so I decided to title it Moving On Up like the previous episode. Yeah, basically it's just me, what I just said, building a whole lot of extra stuff to my treehouse. It was all stuff that I had earned via chopping down wood, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It looks a little bit weird, and it's not too cool looking, but it's kind of my bad style, I guess you could say. So, I don't know what to talk about. As usual, I didn't really give myself anything to talk about. I had a few pointers that I was going to talk about, but I already covered them. And we still got a couple minutes left of this episode. So, last time I did talk about YouTubers that I watch. This one, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. So, who are your guys' favorite YouTubers? And that might help me figure out what you guys want me to do for my own series. And do you have any suggestions? Because I know that my survival series is really independent, and I would like to definitely take your ideas into consideration. The Scorch the Torch a few episodes ago gave me the idea of building a cottage at the top of my place. Now, I didn't build a cottage, but I thought it was a really good idea, and that's what kind of provoked me to build that whole upper floor. So that one comment really made a lot happen. So thank you, Scorch the Torch. I actually built a kind of like little hut up there made out of leaves, but it's not really a cottage. A lot of the stuff I made, you might not understand it. It was supposed to be decorative, but it didn't really turn out right. So, yeah, if you remember the mother tree, it's actually two trees. Like, my mother tree is the tree I started on, but it's connected. The leaves are connected to another tree right by it. And I'm thinking of doing that for this whole jungle. Like, just the entire jungle will be like the mother jungle, and I will connect all the 4 or 2x2 trees with, I don't know, wood planks, something like I did in this episode. So, I think the next episode I will definitely do a little overview of the update of this whole thing I built, but it's kind of a mess. There's a whole lot of different ways to get to different places, like staircases up here, and I don't know, ladders up here, and parkour here, and just like you can get around basically the whole tree. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty funny because I chopped down everything as long as it's not a 2x2 tree. So like the whole jungle floor around this is barren. Speaking of mining, I know I talked about that a little bit earlier. I did find a mine. I don't know if I've found it yet because I'm not really looking at the screen right now. But I did find a mine while I was playing, and I only grabbed the stuff in the beginning, some coal, some iron, but I did see actual mine stuff in there. It opened up basically, and I'm thinking of exploring that probably in the next episode because I do need to go down to lava level to get some obsidian because I want to get a lot of obsidian because I got my diamond pick, so I want to go into the nether and do all that fun stuff. Now that my house is cool, I can probably start to advance into cooler places like the nether. I really don't have any purpose for the nether. I don't really need netherrack, or I don't need soul sand at the moment. I guess the only thing I really need from there is blaze rods in order to get an Eye of Ender to, start looking for the stronghold. But I feel like I'm rushing things a little bit because, I'm only 7 episodes in. That's kind of why I did this episode, because I feel like I've been rushing the whole thing. I mean, it's okay to rush in the beginning just because, you need your coal and you need to get all set up real fast. But now that I'm all set up, I really could just keep on, I don't know, prospering. I could definitely make like a wheat garden or stuff like that. So if you've got any ideas for things I should do just to kind of set up and make my place my world more hospitable, please do tell me. Um, Another idea, actually, I have another idea of what I kind of want to do instead of mining next episode. I'm contemplating. I'm indecisive. I don't know if I want to go mining in that one mine I found, or if I want to do something else. You know what? I'll tell you because I have everything else to tell, and you guys who do watch the behind the scenes episodes deserve to get a little bit of a sneak peek at the next episodes because they are kind of boring. So, given that anyone's actually watched this far into the episode, um, in the next episode, I might, or in the coming episodes, I'll go down to the mine that I used to look for diamonds. You know, the in the lava mining and all those episodes, third time's the charm. Um, and I'm going to collect all the ores in there real fast, probably in fast forward, and then from there I'm going to take out all the torches. So in the end, it'll be like the dark tunnels, and the entire place down there is going to be like pitch black because it's so far down, and tons of mobs will hopefully spawn there where I can just go down and just like kill them all for fun. That'd be pretty cool. I was thinking of building a mob trap, but that would just look so ugly. I wouldn't know where to put it. I could build an underground one, but I never liked the underground ones. One, because it takes a lot of work, and two, because there's so many cave systems that they kind of don't work. Because you kind of want them to be tall, because then all the really deep cave systems don't have monsters spawning in them. So there isn't going to be as much interference with the actual mob farm thing. But I was thinking of doing that. I might make something hopefully on Enderman farm. I don't know. I do want to make some kind of farm one day, but not in the immediate time. Like I was watching Ethos Lab. Oh, I don't know if I've talked about him in my last BTS. The reason being is because I only found him recently, and I subscribed to him and stuff because I really like him. He's pretty awesome. He's brilliant. I really liked the Ender or the Enderman farm or all those stuff that he made, and I would definitely like to like replicate his Enderman farm because I think it's rather brilliant and very actually kind of easy to make. It's not like a whole lot of high-tech redstone wiring, which is really brilliant. Because I'm going to need a lot of Eye of Enders to find that stronghold, especially if it's really far away from this jungle. I've developed an idea of how to find strongholds. Well, obviously you need to get lots of Eye of Enders, but here's my technique. I think that the best way to find a stronghold is to first get a couple materials. Don't bring much at all, because if you do die, you don't want to lose a whole lot of stuff really far away from your spawn point. So bring like a boat, maybe definitely some picks, some shovels, maybe an axe, all stone, because you don't want to waste anything. I guess you could use some iron if you have a lot. Definitely some swords, and nothing that you're actually going to use to fight the Ender Dragon, because you're not going to fight him right away, of course, unless you're like a boss. And a boat, because I realized that most of Minecraft is actually more like water than land, so you definitely could go across water. So that's my plan if I ever have to do it. Bring just a couple, like I think I could do it in like 5 Eye of Enders, hopefully, and I would just like throw one, check the direction, and run that way for like 10 minutes. Throw one to keep on running, and I do this until the Eye of Ender goes the other way, and that's when you kind of gotta fine it down a little bit. That's when you're going to use most of yours, when you've passed the stronghold. So hopefully you could actually find your stronghold in just like double digit, or not even double digit Eye of Enders, because you just spend like 3 to get past it, because you wanna bypass the stronghold first, and then once you're past it, you go backwards and you kind of find the exact location of the stronghold. Because if you're just a little bit off, it takes a little bit. Those strongholds are actually really big, because if you want to find it naturally, then, which is unlikely, but if you do want to, it has to be kind of big. It has to be kind of big. So yeah, and it's really confusing because it all looks the same. So it would be very easy to get lost in one of those things, which is exactly why I am going to try and find like the exact location. I think that maybe before this one time I found the stronghold, but I just could not find the actual portal for the life of me. And I don't even know if I ever actually found it, but it was No, yeah, I did. I got some more eye vendors and I looked for it that way, but it was definitely a big waste. So find it the first time. And then once you find it, um, like above the location, just put like a little marker, like a kind of big marker with lighting and stuff. So the next time you want to find it, you just go off in that direction, and what you calls it? Once you see it, it's really easy, hopefully. But yeah, that's my idea. You might also want to bring some extra materials, like I don't know, 128 dirt, just because that always comes in handy. Yeah, that's pretty much the technique I plan on using. Because killing the Ender Dragon pretty much is the entire goal of the game. I mean, I guess you could do a lot of post-game stuff, but that's pretty much the climax. And I do, like I already covered this, but I don't want to beat the game in, I don't know, 15 episodes, because that kind of make the rest of the series a little bit boring if I don't have a really good plan for it. So I know this is far away, but if you do have any also plans for post game, if you've seen anything really cool that you liked someone else do, please do tell me so I actually have an idea of what to do. Because that post game, I'm really not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I guess I could just prosper from there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe I could bring in some new. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I could bring in some mods that make it harder, like the Aether mod or something like that. I could do that to make it more fun. Yeah, that's the plan. If you guys like that, just say so, because I think that once I beat the Ender Dragon, I'll bring in some mods, because that's always fun. Near the end of this actual, like, fast-forwarding thing, this whole episode, I'm not actually building that much. I'm just running around looking at it and doing some parkour off my house, which was really fun to do, actually. I was enjoying just playing around. So like the last 30 minutes, I don't really build that much. I just play around. I even built like this dive board off the top where you can jump off into the little lake close by. That was pretty fun. The exhilarating thing about that dive board is you barely make it into the water, so it's even more fun. Well, this episode's probably coming down to a close, so I don't really stress liking these behind the scenes episodes, but if you somehow did like it, I would appreciate a like, but I do definitely recommend subscribing, because then you can see these videos as they come out, so you can watch it kind of with me, like all up to date. But that's about it, so enjoy some obsidian or mob fighting in the next episode, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching.